I am Marlene Motivates, and welcome to the Motivated Podcast, where we do this every Sunday from 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we talk about mindset shifting, motivation, and positivity. So, welcome. This is a third time I am doing this, so I decided to do this one live because I just couldn't anymore with the video. So, enjoy this live, everybody.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
So, welcome to the podcast, everybody. Welcome to the Motivated Podcast, where we talk about inspiration and positivity. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you all so much. I appreciate everybody's support. So, I'm doing this live today because the other videos just failed. So, I wanted to know if it was the mic, or is it when I do live or private? So let's get into this topic today on the Motivated Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about forgiving yourself. And forgiveness is something that can be very difficult to do. It's really hard to forgive. I don't know what it is. It's like forgiveness is something that we just hold on to it. We really don't want to have that release and let it go and just forgive others, much less when it comes to ourselves. It can be a big issue, but it's so important to do so. You know, when we forgive, we give ourselves peace. You take down your stress level, you lower your blood pressure, and you help your own relationship with yourself. So we have to always continuously work on ourselves and improve and be better than we were before. So when we talk about forgiving ourselves, there's one thing that's very important that we have to remember. You are a human being and you're not a robot. So that means that you have feelings, you have emotions, um, you have desires. There's things that you need as a human being, and you have to know your limits. You have to know when you also do wrong, and we have to admit that too. It's hard for us to take a look in the mirror sometimes and to take ownership of things that we've done, but it's so important to do so because it shows that we're, number one, we're mature, and also that we're accountable, because we would want the same thing. We all want others to, when they do something wrong, to say they're sorry. So we should do the same for ourselves. And it helps us to grow when we can say, I'm sorry that I did that to myself. And why it's so important to talk about, saying sorry and forgiving yourself, because when you feel good about yourself, when you start feeling whole and good about yourself, you're able to give that to other people. You're able to be better when you show up in any relationship, whether that be your friend, a romantic relationship, your family, in the workplace. You just become a better human being because you're not holding things against yourself. Honestly, you can resent yourself because of something that you've done in the past. And maybe some of those things that you did is before you were mature, before you knew who you were. And even if you weren't, we have to also remember it's okay. It's okay to be a human. It's okay to make mistakes. But the whole thing about it is learning and growing from those mistakes. So, also, as well, this could be a big issue a lot of times, motivators. When we are working on forgiving ourselves, we have to stop trying to be a perfectionist. We always want to do things to an exceptional level. That's great to do. It's great to have that sort of being, that sort of strength that you want to do things very well. There's nothing wrong with that. But nobody can live up to being perfect. We think that we are a lot of times, but we're not. We're human. We make mistakes. We disappoint ourselves and we disappoint others. So we have to stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to have that high standard, and sometimes it may have started from our childhood. Maybe somebody in our childhood gave put us on such a high bar to make us feel that we could never do anything less than perfect. So we have to stop being so tough and hard on ourselves and see ourselves for what we are. We're a human being. We make mistakes and it's okay. And the most important thing is that we got to understand that we all make mistakes. We all fall short. So it means that we got to work on ourselves and see ourselves as a human being and that we have limits. Every single person has limits. So to all you motivators, know your limits and set boundaries for yourself so that you don't have to get yourself in certain situations. You got to let people know how far they can go with you so that you don't have to deal with anything like backtracking and trying to cover things. Just in the beginning, set boundaries and stick to it. And that way you can be happy and you can feel good about yourself because you spoke up for yourself. So it's so important, motivators, that when we talk about forgiveness, that our standard should be that we're doing things to the best of our ability. And when you do that, when you do things to the best of your ability, then you don't have to worry about anything. We have to stop giving ourselves such a high standard that we can never achieve it, and then we feel disappointed when we fall short. So as long as you know you're doing your personal best, that's all that matters. I am doing what I personally can do. You have to know when you get to the ceiling of what you can do. Okay, I'm at the top. I can't go any higher. I've done the best that I can, and then accept it and receive it. And that's a part of helping you to set reasonable boundaries for yourself. And we have to forgive ourselves for trying to be perfect. You gotta forgive yourself for that. I can't be perfect. I won't be perfect. All I can do is my personal best. And that's what we have to say to ourselves. We have to reaffirm that inside of ourselves. I am going to continue to do my absolute best. And that's all that matters. After you do your best, forget about the rest. And this, when we do that, when we know that we're doing our absolute best, it helps us to be balanced. We stay balanced when we know our limits. And in being balanced, we also know what we're good at. Um, it's all involved in knowing our talents, and we have to forgive ourselves also for trying to be something that we're not. We will look at other people, maybe starting from our childhood, maybe some childhood traumas, something that you have dealt with or are you presently are dealing with. We have to learn to be balanced. A lot of times we stretch ourselves so thin that, of course, you're going to fall apart at the seams. You're going to feel so stressed out. You're going to go absolutely nuts unless you set those boundaries and you keep yourself balanced. Know your limits and forgive yourself for trying to be perfect and trying to be like somebody else. Remember that who you are is always good enough. You are always good enough, motivators. Remember that. And don't let anybody make you feel that what you do as your best is not good enough. We can't live up to society's saying who we are, or other people in our life, or other people's judgments, or what they say or claim that we are. We have to forgive ourselves for that. We must know ourselves. We must know what we can do. We must know our own talents and then appreciate them. And a part also of forgiving yourself, we sometimes have to change our circle. We have to change the people who are around us, because those same people who we're around may be causing you to feel bad about yourself. They may be causing you to have a low opinion of yourself. They may be causing you to have low self-esteem. You may not be able to be as aware of yourself as you could be. It can cause you to have those seeds of doubt about yourself. It may cause you to have fears about yourself, because they may be projecting their fears and their insecurities onto you. So it may mean that we may have to change our circle. You may have to change your circle of the people that you're around, so that you can be your best. So forgive yourself for the people that you allowed in your life to use you. And until we know, we can't do anything about it. So forgive yourself for when you allowed foolishness, when you doubted yourself, when you uh, lowered your standard, when you know that you could get so much more, but you settled. You settled for the ordinary when you should be looking for people in your life that treat you well, that support you, that love you, that understand you, that value your opinion, that are kind to you, that are respectful. And if you don't have those things, it's time to change your circle. And we have to forgive ourselves for that. There's a lot of times that there's a lot of times that we just don't know that we can get better. We don't know that we can get better. We accept certain things as what they are, because we just think this is all I can get. So I'm saying to all you motivators, in your romantic relationship, in your friendships, in the workplace, with your family, with your friends, and with yourself, we must set boundaries, and we cannot allow other people in our life to treat us inferior. A lot of times, especially when it comes to our family, we think we have to take so much and be a doormat to them and be used and do everything that they want. And also in romantic relationships, we feel that we have to do everything that they want, and we put ourselves last, if not on the list at all. And we must forgive ourselves for that. You deserve to be seen, heard, cared, and loved for. Never devalue yourself, motivators. Never devalue yourself, because if you don't respect yourself, nobody will. Nobody will. And a part of that, after you're working on changing your circle of people and finding people in your life who appreciate you, love you, consider you, respect you, want to spend time with you, are caring, all of that, we have to get the needed support to encourage that inside of ourselves, because sometimes we need some tools to help us to get to the next level in our life, to help us to get rid of those skeletons in our closet, to help us have higher self-esteem, for us to use our talents even more. So ask for help. Ask for help. A closed mouth does not get fed. And there's nothing wrong with saying, I need someone to help me and support me in what I'm trying to do in my life. See, I want to improve. I want to heal my own relationship with myself. I want to feel good about myself. And it means sometimes we got to join a support group. We have to find a mentor, a counselor, a therapist, a life coach, or a trusted friend. But you got to ask for the help. You have to seek the help, and you have to want the help. See, motivators, we deserve so much better, but a lot of times we let our ego get in the way. We listen to other people. Oh, don't go to a therapist. Oh, don't do this and don't do that. And the person who is saying that, their life is not a positive one. Their life is a negative one. Their life is stuck. Their life is miserable. So be careful who you choose to listen to, because not everybody who states an opinion is one that we should listen to and take in. So if you need help, get help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Sure, Mr. Wise. I'm going to put the link here in the chat. I'm just going to Oh, I can't do the guest thing because I'm on my phone. I'm sorry, Mr. Wise. When I do my next live, which is coming up in 30 minutes, you can come up and talk about it, okay? So, also a part of forgiving yourself is letting it go. And letting it go is not just saying it. Letting it go also means for us to not let other people, when they bring it up to you, to not get upset because some people are still stuck in the same place. Unfortunately, even when you forgive yourself for things, other people don't. And we have to prepare our mind and our heart for that. We must prepare ourselves that not everybody is on our level. Not everybody is constantly growing. Not everybody is maturing. Not everybody is understanding and compassionate. Some people want to hold on to resentment. They don't want to forgive just like you have. So don't let other people and their lack of peace and freedom and willing to make changes and their lack of maturity, don't let it stop you from letting whatever has hurt you, whatever pain you may have feel in your heart, whatever thing that you may have done to disappoint yourself, or the time that you didn't support yourself the way that you need to, is so important to forgive yourself for everything. So I say on today, motivators, forgive yourself. Let it go. Release it. There's some things that we didn't have anything that we could do about it. Some things that happened to us was not our choice. We didn't understand. Or maybe we just weren't at a level where we could speak up for ourselves because we didn't find our voice yet. But it's okay. Today is a new day, and in your present, I'm going to change my present. I'm going to be as happy as I can be. I will be healed in my spirit, in my heart. My mindset will shift to a positive one. But it's all up to us on whether we let things go or we harbor resentment. Are you going to choose to let it go? Are you going to choose to forgive? Are you going to choose to experience personal growth? Or are you going to let it go? All of the choices are up to us. We can be happy, we can thrive, we can make changes, we can make better choices, we can choose better friends, we can choose to love ourselves, we can set boundaries, we can believe in ourselves, but it's all up to us. We have to personally make that decision to let things go. Make a choice for myself. You make a choice for yourself. I believe in you, and you must believe in yourself. And yes, it definitely takes time. I encourage each of you to keep working on yourself, to keep believing in you. Forgive yourself. Let it go. Experience peace. Have freedom. Believe in yourself. Love yourself and be your own best friend. I am Marlene, and I am the content creator for Marlene Motivates. And you have just tuned in to the Motivated podcast. I thank you so much for joining me. And I hope that you continue to shift your mindset. Be motivated, be positive, believe in you, and love yourself. I will see you on the next Motivated podcast.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. forgive me. I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me. I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? Ooh, oh,